يا سيدي يا رسول الله الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا حبيب الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. My most honorable Royal Highness Hazur Qibla Pir Sahib, my most honorable Royal Highness Hazur Qibla Sahib Zada Wala Shan, distinguished speakers and guests, my brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today is the third day of the spiritual tour of the UK and EU 2015. We are blessed once again to be sat amongst the best of us who guide us towards the best of creation. We live our lives according to our upbringing in our homes. We live our lives according to the schooling and the universities that we go to. But when we as a family sit at the feet of the Blessed Ones, we are reminded constantly of our purpose in life. And I have been fortunate enough to spend 38 days at the Bari Aliya Muhammadiyya Eidgah Sharif. Then with a small break, I now have, inshallah, the pleasure and the honor and the privilege, alongside my brothers and sisters here, to be sitting at my shuyukh for the next 49 days, inshallah. And I genuinely say this, that I did not want to come back. I only came back for my family, but I wish I could take them to you. Brothers, since Pir Sahib's arrival, from the first event we have been talking about the respect of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we've had many different versions and explanations and orientations from speakers in their own manner. They have described how they see the respect of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Much of what we have heard has been repeated because it has been read in books. And we should read books, and we should repeat everything good that we find in those books. And what good we find in those books, if it is related to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and when we read that we feel good, then that means it's good. If we read something that is associated with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we feel in our heart that we cannot associate these words with the character or with the status or the exalted status that we've just heard of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then we ignore this. But I'm going to tell you something very simple and very basic that happens in my house on a regular occurrence that teaches me the respect for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One level of respect of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is that we develop our character in reflection of their character, so that we take from what they give to us and we refrain from what they prohibit us to do. These are the words of our Shaykh. But practically, how do we demonstrate that we love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? One of the key things that we learn from young childhood to our old days is that the best amongst you are those who are good towards their parents. And alhamdulillah, like many of you are blessed with wonderful, wonderful, wonderful parents. I also have the honor and privilege of being blessed with a great, great father. I'll tell you something that you might find, many of you won't find this strange, because many of you are associated with the Bari Aliya Eidgah Sharif. But I want to relate this little fact in my household to strengthen our connection with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and indeed to follow the teachings of our shuyukh, because they teach you nothing else but the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As you know, over the last few years, Hazur Qibla Sahib Zada Wala Shan appear on TV quite a lot, mostly on QTV, mostly on AIYQ TV. And my father, in his old age, most of the time he sits there and watches programs of a religious nature, and then he spends some time with us, or rather we spend some time with him. Every single time And now I'm talking about Sahibzada wala Shan, and I'm talking about my father. And for those of you who don't know, my father is birthed from Hazur Qibla Sani Paak. From Hazur Qibla Sani Paak we get Hazur Qibla La Sani Paak. From Hazur Qibla La Sani Paak we come to Hazur Qibla Pir Sahib, and from Qibla Pir Sahib we come to Hazur Qibla Sahibzada wala Shan. 4 generations. And what this action of my father teaches me is that there is no difference between the 4th generation and the 1st generation. The level of respect that my father has shown to his Sheikh Kamil for 60 years before, he will show the same level of respect for the Sheikh Kamil that presided amongst us today. Every time Hazur Qibla Sahibzada wala Shan appear on TV, whether we switch the channels and the program is on or they appear live, my father, as you know, has had an accident and he has 1 leg. So he is disabled. He will not be able to support himself if he stands up. But as soon, the moment Hazur Qibla Sahibzada wala Shan appear on TV, whether they are speaking or not, just the fact that their blessed face is on the screen, my father pushes the sofa down and stands up in full respect of Hazur Qibla Sahibzada. That for me is a respect of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Because a man of the nature of my father, who has seen the world, who has experienced the world, and alhamdulillah, my Pir Sahib know the value of my father to me. Seen the world. So what he sees in Hazur Qibla Sahibzada wala Shan is the respect of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It is a great teaching for me, for therefore, that if I live long enough to see 4 further generations of Hazur Qibla Sahibzada wala Shan, it is my duty to teach my children the same level of respect for great grandchildren of Hazur Qibla Sahibzada wala Shan. Small example, but I just wanted to share that with my own family. Thank you very much. Salatu wassalamu alayka ya Sayyidi. As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Sayyidi ya Habibullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.